Hi everyone, today I am doing a little review of a bag that I'm considering to sell. And before I do that, I wanted to kind of capture a video of it because I haven't done so. I have kind of like a small size, medium size collection of designer handbags that I've started doing video reviews of them. So yeah, I wanted to kind of like capture that one before I might get rid of it, which I'm still on the fence about because I very much love it. It's a beautiful bag and it was one of my dream bags, which I finally acquired earlier this year. So you may wonder, why on earth would I want to sell one of my dream bags? So sorry, I have to laugh because I was watching a video the other day from a French YouTuber and she was explaining how she films her video, and she was like, yeah, I have very high standards, need to be like great quality image, great quality sound. I just would never do that whole thing where you just pop your phone on a pile of books and there you go. And that's exactly what I'm doing today. I have you propped up on a pile of books because that's what I have. I actually have a good DSLR camera, but I haven't used it in years and I need to literally dust it, take it out of its bag, recharge it and use it. But so far I'm using my phone. Anyway, so that reminded me of that. I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna be very hi-fi quality video, but that's okay. Hopefully you can still see the bag in detail. So the bag that I'm gonna look at today is the Louis Vuitton. So I'm actually closing it so it looks nicer for the first view. It's the Louis Vuitton Alma BB in Épée Noir, which means épée is this leather and noir is black in French. So the Alma BB is the smallest of the Alma family. BB, like a little baby, is the smaller one. You have a PM, which is the small model, MM, which is medium, and GM, which is grand model, so the bigger model. I have always been in love with that dome shape. Actually, there's two things I've always been in love in amongst all of the different Louis Vuitton bags. This Alma shape and also the épée leather, which I find stunning. It's very durable. It's very unique. I don't know any other designer that does that type of leather. I don't know if it's trademarked by Louis Vuitton and no one else can do it, but as much as, for example, the Saffiano, you can find it in different Italian designers, like for example, both Prada and Fendi use Saffiano leather. Épée leather, I think, is really proprietary to Louis Vuitton, and I just find it absolutely stunning. I've always been in love with it. So earlier this year, when I decided to finally take the dive and acquire my first Louis Vuitton, I kind of knew that I was going to go for the Alma BB. So the question was more, do I go for Louis Vuitton this time around, or I was also looking at a Prada, which now I'm glad I didn't buy because I'm not sure I would have loved it so much on the long term, although you could say the same of this one, but that's another story. I was considering the Prada double pannier bag, so it's kind of like their typical Saffiano lug stock, but it's vertical instead of being horizontal. And I haven't seen it around that much. I don't think it's that popular, but I went to see it in the shop. I really loved it, but then I was like, I don't know that it's such classic durable style. It's kind of like a bucket style, but not your typical bucket shape necessarily. Whereas Alma is a classic. It's always going to be there. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's timeless. And initially I wanted to go for the PM, which is the bigger size model. But the problem is that I like to wear my bags crossbody or on the shoulder at least, because especially now I have two small kids. I can't carry my bag by the hand and still, carry one toddler on one side and one baby on the other. That's not possible. And the thing is that the Alma PM, it does come with a strap, but in my opinion, it doesn't look good with the strap. Just because the zip, as you can see, goes down all the way on each side, there's no way to hang the strap around here. So what they did is that basically you hook the strap here on the top handles, which means that the strap actually comes quite narrow at the top of the bag, which is fine on the BB because it's still proportionate. But if you think about the Alma, which is, you know, probably, I don't know, at least 1/3 bigger, if not more, maybe 50% bigger, the fact that the straps are still kind of like just hanging from the middle, I don't know, I just don't think it's aesthetically very pleasing. I don't find it proportionate, and as much as I would have preferred like aesthetically and just from a functional perspective to get the PM because it's bigger, you can put more stuff, I just didn't like the aesthetic of it. So I knew I was not going to wear it. It would only look good on the crook of my arm, and that was not going to happen. So I settled on the BB, even though I knew already at the time that it was quite small, but I said, you know what, let's try it. I can still fit my essential, there's no problem. But I might not be able to kind of like, if I'm running out of the house, to like, you know, shove in a few quick snacks before I go pick up the kids from the crash and all that. So anyway, so yeah, for those two reasons. Okay, so the second reason, sorry, in terms of the Alma BB itself, the first thing is that yes, it's a little bit small, and because of that, I haven't really used it that much. The second piece is that although the strap I think works okay on this size, it's not adjustable, which is really silly because I'll show you what it looks like. But basically for me, I'm quite small, I'm 1.62 m. If I wear it crossbody, it's okay, but it's a little bit too low. See, it just falls below my hip, which I think is too short, like too long, sorry, for a crossbody. I would rather if it at here. And on the shoulder, it's not even an option. It literally falls way under my hips, and it's just not nice. So I think you can probably buy adjustable straps, but accessories tend to be ridiculously expensive in comparison to the actual price of the bag. Now I could buy probably a strap. I'm sure you can find some sort of dupes online, but I just think it's kind of like, it's sad. Like, this little strap is so cute. It has the little Louis Vuitton logo on it. It's probably not going to focus because of the reflection, but anyway, it just has a lot of, yeah, just nice details. But it's not adjustable, and I really don't like that. I knew it obviously when I bought it, but I thought, okay, you know, when you're in the moment and you're in the Louis Vuitton shop, you have the experience, you're like, I love this bag so much, I'm just gonna compromise, even though the strap is not ideal. And then you come home and reality strikes in, and you're like, okay, how am I gonna actually use this bag on a day-to-day? And you're like, okay, not so great. So I mean, at this stage, the only way that I would really probably use it is kind of like more as an evening bag, which I think would be absolutely stunning, by the way, just holding it by the hand or on the crook of my arm to go out. But I'm a mom of 2 young kids. I don't go out very often, unfortunately. For those of you out there who are moms, you may understand. Or if you are going out a lot, please let me know how you do it. I just find it really hard. You may have like a really trusted babysitter, or you have family around, which is also definitely helpful. I don't. My family lives in France, and my husband's family lives in Germany, so we don't have that kind of like local support. Anyway, all that to say that I'm probably not going to have a lot of opportunities to use this bag. So I'm considering reselling it, or ideally what I would like to do, because I've been eyeing the Louis Vuitton Speedy 25 bandolier. I'm trying to see if I can actually do a swap. I've contacted this shop in Dublin called Siopella, which basically is a consignment shop for luxury items. They mainly do bags, and you can sell your bags with them. And I think you can also, they have some sort of program where you can get cash on your bag right away and then spend it, or you get like a really, really good discount on the bag that they're selling. But because this is a very, very similar value to the Speedy 25 bandolier, I'm hoping to kind of like do a direct swap, if they have one in stock, which I don't know. So I've just emailed them to kind of like show them the picture. It's in very good condition. The only thing is that it has kind of like a slight scratch here at the bottom. I don't know how that happens, by the way, because it has protective feet, so I'm not sure how it kind of like indented here at the bottom. But other than that, because it's such a durable leather, there's nothing, and I haven't worn it that much anyway, so it's in really, really good condition. Anyway, so I will see what goes on with that, depending on what they come back to me with. I'm not willing to kind of like lose too much money on it. Obviously, nobody is. Depending on what they come back to me with, I might look for other avenues such as Vestiaire Collective, or even like try to sell it on eBay, even though I've never done that and I would be a bit wary about the whole process. But I just kind of want to get the best value out of it, especially if, because the Speedy 25 bandolier is so hard to find secondhand, I may have to go buy it new, and therefore I would hopefully I would like to not have to add too much money on top of whatever money I get for selling my Alma. And just like a quick thing that I wanted to show you, which has nothing to do with the Alma, except that it's basically the bag that I've been reaching for instead of the Alma, which I got not very long after the Alma actually. This is a gift. This was a present from my sister for my birthday earlier this year. And she knows I'm crazy about handbags, and she was like, what do you want to get? I was like, oh, there's this handbag that I'm eyeing that I've always loved, the APC Demi-Lune in this gorgeous rouge foncé is the color. So yeah, I've been reaching out for it. It's kind of like a nice neutral color, which I feel it is good pretty much all year round. I've been wearing it almost non-stop. Not on a day-to-day basis when I go to work, because I use kind of like larger tote bag for work, but just, you know, at the weekend, or if I'm just on my own doing some shopping around, I reach out for this one a lot more. It's a great, lovely, practical bag. And it's interesting that I reached out to it for it more, because it's actually a lot more fragile than the Alma. Like, as you can see, it has scratches because it's smooth leather, which I absolutely love in this model. I wouldn't have taken the grain leather in this model. I think this one is stunning, but obviously, you know, it gets quite a bit of scratches, but I think it's part of the experience. It will get a patina, and yeah, that's just part of its character. So yeah, just wanted to kind of like show that to you for comparison. They're obviously very different bags, but for like in a day-to-day small size bag, that's what I've been reaching for instead of my Alma, which, you know, arguably should be quite versatile, but it hasn't kind of fulfilled its mission for me. Yeah, so I'll keep you posted on what I do with this bag, but just wanted to show it to you before it's gone. And of course, if anyone is interested in you know, acquiring this bag, not mine, because I wouldn't like sell it kind of like to anyone that I don't know of on the street, but if you're interested in getting this bag and you want to know more about it, or if you have other questions on things that I haven't covered, please let me know. Actually, I haven't shown you the inside. I mean, there's not really much to see, but it's basically what's good, I would say, the advantage that because it's so small, but it still opens all the way down on both sides. You can open it, you know, big enough that you can reach inside. Inside is like this sweet kind of like gray leather, and then there's just a slit pocket on one side, but otherwise just one single compartment. Yeah, and then it has all the kind of like lovely little details, which I've kind of like shown you a little bit already, with the lock with the LV on it, and yeah, the keys are in this little pochette, and yeah, that's it. But let me know if you have any other questions. Thanks for watching.